Hi, this is Carlo from Roll-to-Roll Technology, and today I'm going to show you how to import our add-on instruction to be used with our SCU5 controller. First of all, let me show you my setup. I have my Rockwell PLC over here. I have an SCU5 controller over here, and I have a sensor over here that we will use for testing. And here on my Studio 5000, I have already added my SCU5 controller over here, and you can watch our video on how to do that. And now I'm going to import our add-on instruction to be used with the SCU5 controller. I'm going to head to our website, roll-to-roll.tech/documentation, and I have selected support file over here, and I'm going to look for the Rockwell Automation add-on instruction. I'm going to do right-click, save link as, choose the folder where I want to save my add-on instruction, save, then heading back to Studio 5000, I'm going to go on add-on instruction, right-click, import add-on instruction, go back to the folder where I downloaded the add-on instruction, select the add-on instruction, click this. If you want to change the name, you can change the name here. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And now I have the add-on instruction added over here. And then all the user-defined variables are over here. When I'm going to go over and to my program or wherever I want to add the add-on instruction, look for the add-on instruction over here, and the SCU5 add-on instruction, click. The add-on instruction gets dropped there. Now I have to define the variables for my add-on instruction. I'm gonna call it SCU5. Then I'm gonna have to link the input and output variable for the add-on instruction to the input and output variable of my controller. In this example, our controller is called demo, and this is the variable I need to link. And then the output variable into demo, this one. And this variable, the name of this variable will change depending on the name that, if you go into the I/O tree, the name of the SCU5 controller that you want to link the AOI to needs to match this input and output variable over here. And now I'm going to create the variable for the output of the AOI. I will call this demo2 sensor 1. And the from variable are variables that are reading data from the sensor, while the to variable are that are used to control the sensor. And I'll do the same for sensor 2, demo from to demo 2. Demo. This variable is used to control the brightness of the sensor. And for the waveguide, the same concept. The from variable are data coming from the waveguide into the PLC. And to variable are the one that actually control the waveguide. Okay, now I need to add all of these variables. So I'm going to do right click, Nemo, I will leave all of these to the default value. Create. I repeat that for all the variable. Create. Here, I have named all the variable. If you still get an error over here, most likely you have forgotten to create one of the variable. In this case, I did that on purpose. I forgot to create this one. And now, once everything is in order, you will have no error. And you also, if you look at project variable, you will have all the variable from that you have created over here, and each of these variables have meaningful field that you can use to either read data from the sensor, like if the sensor is present, low contrast, no web, and all of these, or the sensor position, the edge position, and all the data coming from the sensor. Okay. Now I'm gonna download this project and try to see the data coming from the sensor and make sure that everything went well in my AOI. So I'm gonna go over here, go online, gonna do download. I'm online, I'm in run mode, everything is okay, the I/O is okay, which shows that there is a good connection to the SCU5 controller. Now I can verify that the data is coming through properly, and I can already see that sensor 1 shows no sensor 0, which means I have a sensor connected. I don't have it in front of the sensor, so it shows me low contrast and a web. Now I'm gonna put my pen in front of the sensor, and I can see the data changing. And I have the position of the pen over here changing. So everything is working. And this is the data coming from the sensor. Now, if we want to control the sensor, we will go to the tool. And one thing that it's important to know that this, through this variable, you can enable and disable the sensor. So right now, we have a sensor that is enabled in the controller, and you can see from the green box over here in the controller. But if I put a 0 in this field over here and press enter, this will disable the sensor. So if I go back to the controller, now you see the sensor has been disabled. One thing to notice is you don't want to this to 0. It's better. You have to choose a value, put it as of none. And the values that you can choose are, if you go over here and over here, it shows you all the possible value that you can choose for this. Just remember not to leave it at 0, otherwise the sensor will be disabled. Now you can also control the orientation of the sensor. To do that, you have to set this field as a 1. And now if this is a 0, I can go in my SCU5 controller and see this is a left controller. If I change that field to 2, it's gonna switch to a right controller over here. And if I switch this to 3, it's gonna be in center mode here on the controller. And if you go over here and hover on top of the description, it will show you all the options that you have for that value. Now, common mistake that we have seen, one is to name this variable for sensor 1 and sensor 2 with the same name. This will cause the AOI to overwrite the value, and you will only see the values from sensor 2 most likely. And other things is not matching the version of the AOI with the version of the controller. So the version of the AOI will be shown either here or in the AOI menu over here. and you have to make sure when you go into the controller, you have the version of the controller over here. You want to have a version of the AOI that is the closest to the version of the controller that you have, and always a version of the AOI that is below the version of the controller. One other problem that we have seen is that if you say you have installed the older AOI and you want to upgrade to a newer AOI, it's always best to delete the older AOI and delete all the user-defined variable and install new AOI from scratch rather than trying to upgrade a newer AOI, the older one already installed on the system. And this covers all that I have for today. Thanks for watching. And if you want to stay up to date with all of our videos, please subscribe to our channel down below, and have a good day.